Welcome to Toffee TV. It is the instant match reaction. Newcastle United 1, Everton 0. A toothless, gutless performance. Probably the worst performance of the season so far. Just, again, failing to have a shot on target is embarrassing as far as I'm concerned. 2 games in a row where you fail to have a shot on target is... I just find that embarrassing. Absolutely embarrassing. The front three and the attacking, it's not just the front three, but the attacking nature of this team is absolutely awful. One of the worst in the Premier League. It's something that has been skated over in the first few weeks of the season, or couple of months of the season, due to the fact that games were quite tight and we generally got a goal here or there. But in the last couple of games, certainly the last 3 games, it's become so obvious that it's just we're not good to watch, and we don't make chances. And if the opposition score against us, we're in trouble. And tonight it come from many areas of the pitch. I mean, I thought the front three were just abysmal, but I thought the fullbacks were abysmal as well. But I just thought in general, before, I won't want to pick on anyone straight away, but I just thought in general we were, certainly in the first half, we were so weak. We know, Newcastle's going to be intimidating. You know, they're going to be vociferous, but so what? Do you know what I mean? So what? So what? They're a little bit loud. We're just so weak in terms of, the goal itself. Onana, what is he doing? He'd been caught in possession a couple of times already by just walking around the pitch, and then for the goal, is walking around, gets a little hand on him, and then just falls over. You're not gonna get those fouls in the Premier League anymore. You're really not. It's embarrassing to watch. Our players seem to go down under every little touch and push. It's just, I find that massively embarrassing, considering that this season was supposed to be a team that is supposed to be has moved on, and it's got these, 2 centre backs who are, rough and tumble, and they are. Don't get me wrong. I don't think they were. Can't really call too many issues on Tarkowski and Cody, but when you watch them playing and then you watch some of the rest of the team, it's embarrassing the way people fall on the floor. Gordon, I've never seen, I'll be honest, I've never seen a more overrated player in my life than Anthony Gordon. I really haven't. I genuinely have never seen a more overrated player. How Everton did not take the money for him, whatever the money was offered, I'll never know. He is the most overrated footballer I've ever seen in my life. Genuinely the most overrated footballer. Gray on the other side is absolutely bang average. He falls over at any touch. And then Dominic Calvert-Lewin up front is miles off. But then the alternative is Mopai, who's again, less said the better. But the worst thing is we started okay. It was a nip and tuck game. They were trying to throw everything's first 20 minutes, and we got through that, and then it settled down a little bit, and then it was just a case of, again, we weren't great going forward, but it was a nothing game, and then just little things started to come into the game. Just not winning 50-50s, falling over on every occasion. There was one where we had actually the ball in the final third, and Onana threw himself on the floor and was holding his head, and they pulled the game back, and it was we were in a decent position. There's too much of that goes on. There's too much of that goes on in this team, of people fall. It's weakness. You're showing weakness when you do stuff like that, and it allows the team to get on top, on the opposition to get on top, and the fans to get on top of you. And that's just from an attitude point, which I've just noticed creep into the side. But from a technical point of view, I mean, we can't keep the ball. We're always giving the ball away. Everything's too short or too hard. And That's what you get punished. We've been punished in the last 2 games. And to be fair to Newcastle, I don't even think Newcastle got out of second gear tonight. I really don't. They weren't great themselves. I just don't think they had to get out of second gear. We absolutely abysmal. And I know the second half we had a lot more of the ball. And there's nice little bit of passing here and there. Doesn't end with anything. It ends up with Gray getting hold of the ball and either overhitting a cross or now and again putting a decent cross in. And then we've reserved our best crosses for when Dominic Calvert-Lewin had gone off the pitch. The subs, Mopai, Dwight McNeil and Mopai. I mean, Dwight McNeil is a waste of time. He's a waste of time. He's a defensive player as far as I'm concerned. He's a waste of time. So you're bringing him onto the pitch. Mopai, you're swapping Dominic Calvert-Lewin for Mopai. And then start banging the ball long against Dan Burn. It's just, they've got to get back to basics. They've got to get back to basics. And as for the fullbacks, Seamus Coleman, you can let him off, but Michalenko, we need a new left back. I've been saying it for a few weeks now. We need a new left back. He's not good enough. He's not good enough, Michalenko. He doesn't get up the pitch. His passing's terrible. Do you know what I mean? I think what's got to start happening is Frank Lampard's got to start making changes, as in get James Garner onto the pitch, see what happens. Maybe try a few different things. I know we brought Dom on back tonight, which is okay, but we've got to start trying a few different things because the way we've wilted in the last 3 games and the fact that we've stopped. I mean, not that we've stopped creating chances. We never really made that many chances. We haven't made that many chances. It's not good enough. It really isn't. And this is, no shots in 2 games is woeful, absolutely woeful. And we've got to get probably got to get 2-3 wins minimum before the break now to make it look like a half respectable season, a half respectable first half of the season. Because otherwise, what'll happen is we'll just start getting worse and worse and worse. So, listen, I do think we're better than we were last season, but so is everybody else. The teams that have come up aren't mugs. There's no outstanding team to go down at the moment. So it makes it very, very difficult. But if you're not creating chances, if you're not at least, if you were missing chances, I'd be like, well, something will drop. But yeah, to me, it's just. I know. There's that thing like, don't panic, we're still early, but this is really difficult to watch. Tommy D says, "Are we better than last season?" No, I'm getting the feeling of impending doom again. I think we're better than last season. I just don't think that. I think that everybody else is better than last season. Everybody else is better. Okay, Forest, yeah, you can say Forest. But the difference is, Forest will get a month of another pre-season. They'll get another pre-season. When the World Cup's on, to sort of get it right. I've said this all along. I've been quite consistent on this, no matter what anyone says. If you're not putting the ball in the back of the net, you're not winning points. And we can't even make chances. And that, to me, is the biggest worry. Okay, 3 defeats in a row. 3 teams that are better than us. Fine. 2 away, 1 at home. Fine. But to not create barely a chance in those games is very, very worrying. To me, anyway. That is very worrying, to not be creating chances. To have 2 games where you do not hit the target. I think tonight, 1 shot off target, no shots on target, no block shots. So 1 shot, a goal in the entire 90 minutes. That's criminal. That is really, really criminal. Whether you like Frank Lampard, whether you don't like Frank Lampard, doesn't matter. That is criminal, because there's worse teams out there, who are scoring goals. Southampton have got 3 points tonight. You know, they've got 3 points tonight. They've gone above us by a point. You know, there's teams out there who can score goals. We're not scoring. It's great going, well, the sound at the back. That's fine. But if you're not having shots on target, then you're in trouble. So that's something that has to be sorted. But again, as I said before, to me, it's the attitude of some of the players going down dead easy. Stay up. Stay on your feet. Stay on your feet and show that you can't be pushed around, that you can't be hurt. Anthony Gordon going down just before half time and then jumping up because the Trippier's told him he's having a laugh. You know, and then making a big deal out of it. Oh, lad, get up. Save that energy for actually playing football. That to me is one of the big issues. Players falling, because that's all I saw first half. Certainly the last 15 minutes. Onana, Gray, Gordon, just going down too easy. And basically just saying to the Newcastle players, you can push us around. Didn't see any of their players going down. Didn't see any of their players throwing themselves around. It's just a sign of weakness. Trying to steal free kicks that you haven't earned. The only one thing I would say about the game is they should have been down to 10 men. It was a definite yellow card for Joe Linton. The manager took him off at half time. There's no clearer sign. They should have been down to 10 men. He took the player out, so that's a definite red card. But that's no excuse. That's no excuse that for the attitude of some of our players. And as there needs to be, it can't all happen. Wouldn't have all happened in one window, and it certainly won't happen in 2 windows or even 3 windows. But we've got to get something. We've got to get something in January. Otherwise, it's going to be through coaching. And yeah, I'll be honest. I'm not sure I believe Frank Lampard is good enough to turn what I'm seeing at the moment into a fully attacking side without new personnel. They're just not good enough. Damari Gray is not good enough. Anthony Gordon is not good enough. And at the moment, obviously Dominic Calvert-Lewin is nowhere near it, and Maupai's not good enough. The fullbacks are not good enough, till Patterson comes back. The only people who are really doing their jobs at the moment is the centre-backs. They're the only ones who are really doing their jobs. And again, they've both done fine tonight. They've both done their jobs. There's nothing really they can do about the goal. But yeah, it just makes Palace now obviously a massive game where we've got to get something out of it, because if we get beat on Saturday, then the knives will be out for Frank Lampard. Doesn't matter whether you agree with it or don't agree with it, the knives will be out for him. 4 defeats in a row in the Premier League is that's where people start obviously sharpening the knives. So let's hope that doesn't happen, because to be honest, I can't be arsed again going through it all again. But we've got to get better players in. We've got to get better players into this team. We've got to, because again, we've only been beaten by 1 goal. We've only been beaten by 2 goals once all season. So it is fine margins, but tonight's not good enough. It's just not good enough at all. And as I said, probably the worst performance of the season, without Newcastle really having to do too much. But I think as well, the manager's got to start looking at the subs. We're 1-0 down and they're bringing 2 players on. That's again, that should be looked at. Looking at the comments here, a lot of people saying, Vinagre, why isn't he getting a chance? Mikalenko he's not good enough. I could talk here all day about how he's not good enough, but he's simply not good enough. Certainly not as an attacker. When you need to get forward late in a game, if you're getting beat 1-0 and you need to change the game, well then maybe putting someone like Vinagre on might make a difference. I'd rather have put Rondon on than Maupay tonight, I must admit. Just really disappointing. I could rant all night, but I'd be saying the same things. But But like, I can't wait for the break, and honestly, January can't come quick enough because we need better players, and we've wasted money now. From far as I'm concerned, we've wasted money on Dwight McNeil. We've wasted money on Neil Maupay. They're just not good enough. They're not good enough. Simple as that. Dwight McNeil come on the pitch and didn't do a tap. Not good enough. We need a new left back. He's not good enough. Michalenko, and that's before we need a centre forward, and we need 2 new wingers, because that's exactly what we need. You know, that's exactly what we need. We've got 10 points after 11 games. That's crap. People can dress it up how they want. That's crap. Really, really crap. So, you know, and listen, last season was absolutely terrible, but and I get that, and not everything's going to change overnight. I 100% agree with that. It's not just going to change overnight, but what can we've got to do something. So there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comments anyway. I'll be back shortly to do my player ratings and check out Baz's videos as well. Yeah, there you go. Thanks for watching. See you later.